Hi, I'm Scott Hardy from Light Machine Games, and welcome to the devlog for Beats Per Session, Episode 1. With our first game coming to a close, my team was starting to get bored, and it was time for a new project. I wanted to make a platformer with a progression system, but I'm still flip-flopping between making it a level-based game or something more free-formed like a Metroidvania. The two styles may look very similar when held up against each other, but they're designed in very different ways. A challenge that works well in a linear-based game will become tiring if the player needs to travel through again and again and again in a Metroidvania. A linear game has better scaling as well. We can change how many levels we have as scope increases and decreases. In Super Mario World, once you beat the donut plains, you move on to the vanilla dome and then to twin bridges. However, if you leave donut plains via these two little doors here and pop out of this little pipe here without ever seeing the vanilla dome, you may not even feel like anything was off. That's because these levels are not linked together via telegraphing, like something you would see in more of an open world game. So, to gain an approval from my team that I so desperately crave, I needed to put together a sort of short demo. So, firing up Unity, I pulled in some assets from Beats for Death and from the Unity store, and I went to work building a small level. Happy with it, I showed it off.
Oh, yes, that looks cool.
With those golden sounds ringing in my ear, I started work on the design document. The key thing I really needed to look at putting together was the deliverables, so the artist and sound team could really start work in earnest. Really, we already have a hero model here with Beat, and with a few bad guys already, the library of characters just need to grow. I was able to find this guy on Open Game Art, and I started playing with him to try and animate him to be my big boss character, but it didn't really work. His arms and the way they were set up really couldn't move to the way I wanted the boss battle to react. So, boss character goes first on my list. I also thought about what sort of environment I wanted. When talking about environment, there are two types we need: the modular and showstopper. And on a tight budget, modular is key. A modular environment is where you spend most of your budget. These objects can be recolored, reflipped, and just used in multiple different situations. The showstopper pieces are what you use only once. They need to stand out in the eyes of the player. These are important as they act as memorable moments. When the player thinks back to your game, these are the things that they will think of, like a delicious piece of cake. But if that's all you ate, you're going to get sick. Modular environments are the key. They help build a vibrant and full world. So, with that in mind, I put together a list of different zones that I'm thinking of I want in, and different sort of blocks that I'm be looking for. And once that is all done, I send it off to my artists and they get to work. Well, that wraps it up for this first video. I've got to write out this big old document and sort of define what I really want this game to be. Feel free to follow the progress on this game, and our social media links are in the description. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time.